Hello, my dearest darlings. It is I, Dave Makes Noises, here to teach the world how to spell rogue correctly or die trying. Just wanted to ask you yet again to please join our subreddit, r/MrRipper. It is the hub of Rip Daddy's house, and we'd love to see you there. As well, please check out our live streams every week on Sundays and Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. GMT, and our podcast every Saturday. Also, please have a listen to the new Johan Don album, 888, where I played many guitars and contributed some lovely production as well. It's out now on all music platforms. Thanks for all that chill. Now let's jump right into it. What is the worst instance of metagaming you've seen? Part 3. I had the money metagame issue in my Monday campaign. My rogue has an NPC boyfriend who had been acting as our party's informant. The sorcerer is our group's unofficial leader, so new intel would usually go through him first and he'd share it. One session, he got a note from Arden, the NPC boyfriend. He mentions my rogue in the note, so sorcerer jokingly called it a love letter. My rogue immediately asks for the note. Role-played trying to see if there was a secret message or invisible ink, but she stuck the note in her pocket all the same, even after learning it was not a love letter. Later in the session, DM tells me my rogue noticed her pocket become heavy. The note is gone, and instead there's 50 platinum. Did some investigating and confirmed that the note from Arden had in fact turned into platinum, but not having any spell skills, I needed to have someone else cast Identify to make sure the money was real and wouldn't turn back into a letter. I told the group that Arden had sent us 10 platinum and gave everyone their share of 2 plat each. Rolled decent on my deception check, and mods and proficiency bumped it to higher. Warlock rolled insight and failed, but she knew out of character I'd gotten more, so she kept asking more questions and trying to get the truth. Eventually, she used her patron to bypass what she'd been able to get in character. The real total was revealed, and the entire 50 platinum was taken and split 4 ways, so my rogue didn't get any as punishment for trying to steal from the group. Our wizard was the only one who had my back during the exchange, but being a wizard, he's permanently broke. Several sessions later, the warlock sold a piece of party loot while her character was alone and didn't split the profit she got, pocketing the entire 2,000 platinum for her character, which she spent buying rare items that only benefited her. It caused an out-of-character fight. Wizard jumped in with a snide comment that the item had been a group effort, and warlock shouldn't get a share for trying to steal from the party. For the last 40 sessions, my rogue has been hoarding her ill-gotten gains as separate funds she's squirreled away. If my rogue dies before game's end, Wizard is my sole beneficiary. It's more money than his character has gotten this entire game. PC was shopping for a bag of holding at an old man's enchanted items shop, but the old man's site isn't what it used to be, and he gave the PC one of 3 bags. As the PC was about to put some money into the bag, one of the other older players at the table interrupted, saying that it might be a bag of Devouring while relating his own tale of how he'd lost some items and money to one. And so, when asked what to do, the PC said that he would cautiously put some gold into the bag. Surprise! It was a bag of Devouring. He continued to buy bags off the old man until he finally got his bag of holding. Even if the bag had devoured a few handfuls of gold, the PC in question was absolutely loaded with it, so I can't imagine having a bag of Devouring would hinder him at all. In a D20 modern campaign, our entire party got to metagame. It was the greatest game for us and unbelievably frustrating for our DM. He would give us a problem, and we would Google how to solve it. Then, when he would complain about us metagaming, we would point out, "You told us this was modern. All the technology we have today is in this game." So I pull out my smartphone. We are in New York, so I probably have perfect 4G right now. I Google X. Is this what pops up? And he would angrily say, "Yes, it is what would pop." We're spending a few dollars to make paintball guns, shoot out paintballs filled with holy water and garlic instead of paint. Or buying high-powered UV flashlights and doing UV sweeps of rooms before we entered. Man, we killed a lot of vampires with UV sweeps and holy water-filled paintball grenades. As the rogue, I got tired of the ranger threatening to put me on a stick and wave me ahead of him so he doesn't get hit by traps. So I checked the door and found contact poison on the handle. So I waved my hands around a bit and told him, as he was always first through the door, that the door had been fixed. The player immediately cast sleep on my character, my will was awful, before even attempting the door, and wanted to use it as an excuse to loot my character for lying. My worst, possibly taken in a different meaning to the others in this thread, metagamey moment was when the party convinced itself that we could only use improvised bludgeoning weapons against this gelatinous cube, or it would split into smaller ones. Turns out our source for this was Minecraft, but no one realized that at the time. The DM just treated it like an auto-failed nature check and let us continue with our little delusion until the easy encounter almost turned into a TPK, at which point our paladin finally great sworded the cube, and the DM cried with laughter at our reactions when it just died. There's a weird sort of metagaming that I've found hard to shake. I'm playing in my third campaign with the same DM, second with the same players. These have all been long campaigns. So occasionally when we're planning our response to the situations, we're in between sessions, which our DM encourages so long as we keep it reasonably in character. We get into awkward moments where we can sort of figure out what resolutions are more plausible than others based on what we know of our DM's style. Like, say, we know he's not likely to kill a beloved NPC in a situation where we can't have any impact on the outcome without a damned good reason. So if we know one is seriously imperiled, we can kind of guess that we'll have an opportunity to help them. We're all experienced role players, and we're good at not reacting in-game to that kind of out-of-character theorizing, but it's much harder to not even think about how we might handle the situation if we end up in it. I ran Legend of the Five Rings for a few years. I once had a player at my table who knew the module we were running inside and out. He knew exactly what was written and would have his character ready. I edited things here and there to keep him on his toes. When the final encounter came into play, there were hidden enemies which were to jump out a few rounds in. This player called out that they were coming with no in-game knowledge of this. I had the big bad end boss scream out, "That ranger has visions of the future. End him." And then had every single creature focus him down in a round. It was my way of punishing him within the rules of the game without having to invoke some weird rule 0. Our group faced a Tarrasque. Technically 3. Encounter scaling. This week. This is a level 20 Eberron campaign in which we were in a pocket plane created by Belshazzar, attempting to kill him and prevent him from destroying Eberron so he could recreate it in his image, which could be roughly summarized as Dark Sun. First turn. Quickened fly on the non-flying members of the party. Acid splash. Second turn. Calculated how many acid splashes we had per round, average damage, and how many rounds we have to spend acid splashing the fucking things. Third turn, Tarrasques take flight and engage us in the air. These exist in Belshazzar's image, not the monster manuals, you idiots, says the DM. Don't metagame. I've only metagamed once, but I did it to protect a fellow party member. I was playing a rogue who was the leader of a gang of street urchins. I was the oldest orphan, so they all looked up to me and whatnot. The hideout was in a sort of secret side area of a temple where the priest helped watch over the kids and provided occasional food and such. A group of pirates had attacked the town and had taken the priest and a couple orphans hostage to try to get the location of some magic scroll or something out of the priest. The party was hiding out, watching the scene unfold, and my character was, of course, formulating a plan to save the orphans. Then, one member, a chaotic neutral rogue, says, "Why don't we just let them kill the orphans? Then we can sneak by while they're busy." I gave her a steely glare and calmly said, "If you let them kill one of those orphans, I will kill you." She said, "Whatever, I can take you." My character is entirely built around AC and feint attacks. What's your attack bonus? 9? My AC is 30. I will dodge every attack you throw at me, and you will die. If you like your character, we're saving the orphans. Sure enough, we saved the orphans because I really didn't want to have to kill her character. I deal with it literally every session. While it's not as bad as some of the stories here, I just hate that I can't stop them from doing it. When my group started out, our DM limited us to neutral or good characters and limited our books. We were all first-time players except for him, so I think it was a good way to initiate us in. Fast forward 7 levels, and now we're free to use most any book, except the Dragon magazine. We play 3.5 for reference, and I decided to bring about the group's first evil character. A halfling rogue. Our group is no stranger to new party members. In those 7 levels, our DM had killed no less than 7 of our characters. Yet, when my character comes in, literally everyone was rolling spot checks, casting detect evil, bluff rolls, sense motive rolls, intimidate rolls, etc. If we were in a dungeon, and I, the fucking rogue, wanted to scout ahead for traps or anything, they would send the paladin along with me, at which point the entire idea of being a rogue became useless. Even after bringing this up to my DM, metagaming continues. He is better at intervening and refusing rolls if there's a metagamey reason for it, but he hasn't been able to stomp it out completely. Another member of our party nearly bashed my head in with a warhammer, and everyone else, mostly good characters, sat around and watched. Apparently fuck me for using an evil character. Hello, my colorful cosmic cupcakes. Thank you for ensconcing your beautiful multidimensional beingness in the warm comfort of this video until the very end. I hope you enjoyed your time with me today. Just another quick reminder, please check out the new album by Johan Dawn. It's called 888. It's available on all platforms now, and I am all over it on guitar and production, so please show me and my team some love. As well, please remember to tune into our Sunday and Wednesday live streams, as well as our podcast on Saturdays. If you're a DM or a player looking for a group, please check out our Discord server. It is purpose-built to help you find your crew, whatever free public resources you may need to get started, and break off into your own campaign. And people are finding groups every day. It's amazing to see. I am truly so happy to witness so many people discovering tabletop gaming for the first time. What a wonderful feeling. I hope you are staying hydrated and working on the things that matter the most to you in life. At the end of the day, nobody wants to be left wondering, what if I had done what I wanted instead? I mean, imagine living a compromised life, the defeat we would wake up to and have to try to go to sleep with every day until it just kind of ends. I wouldn't wish that on you. Hell, I wouldn't wish that on the worst of my enemies. So act with compassion and conviction and find ways to do what you love until it's all you need to do to thrive. I believe in you. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and indeed we all love you over here at Rip Daddy's house. Please sub for Nat 20s, and we'll see you tomorrow. Mwah.